Okay, hello folks. Here we are in February, and I'm really pleased. I know it's Airfix, but I wanted to give it a go to get this into my possession. So we've been waiting for it for a long time. It was announced quite some time back, and we're expecting it. Well, we were expecting I think September originally. Then it looked like it was going to be Christmas, and now here we are. It's February. It's finally here. Airfix's brand new mould, 1/48 Sea Fury FB.II. So this is going to be one of the first ones around, so I wanted to try and get this review out quite quickly. Kit model number is A06105. Quite a big box, actually, all in all. Fairly normal sort of width on it, but much longer than the our average. So you can see yourself a basic ruler there. So you're going to need a little bit of space on your shelf. But fantastic box art, of course. I assume that's again Mr. Tubi's work. Usual our warnings across the side there from good old Umbro. Artwork on the end. On this end here we've got the blurb about the Sea Fury, of course, developed during the end of the Second World War. Mainly saw our conflict afterwards during Korea. We've got our marking choices here. Paint our colours to get you going, if you didn't already know. Of course, the flying hours if you're part of the Airfix Club. So, let's go. Let's see. Let's get it open. Receipt from my usual supplier, and again it was supplied to me by MJ Hobbies. So first of all, not a great sign. This looks like this is one bag. It is one bag, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful. In the bottom there we have the instructions, and we have the decals. So I'm going to be really quick with this. Decals straight away look absolutely fantastic. It doesn't say cartograph on them like they normally do, but they look really nice, really sharp, really detailed. There is some, if I can get the camera to focus on those, some stencils up here. There's very little space between them. You've got like 1,000 little white dots. I don't know if the camera can see them there. If I maybe shift the light. There. See those white dots? I'm not sure where they're going to be going, but there's absolutely loads of them. Nice satiny finish. They don't look too thick, too ridiculous, but everything's in register and look beautiful. We'll see how they go down. Right, instructions. Put them away safely. Looks like we've got the new style instructions, which I really do like, I must admit. Again, a blurb on the top there, explaining. Out of interest, by if anyone's wondering exactly how big a Sea Fury is, what I do like seeing here is the approximate sizes. So a wingspan, you'll be looking at a kit that will take up about 244mm wide and 231 long. I actually really wish that a lot more manufacturers actually put the size of the completed model on the box, because I myself have bought a couple of model kits recently only to discover that my calculations for scale were wrong and it's going to be way too big for me to put anywhere. 1/48th fullback being one of them. Right, so try and be quick, although this does look quite thick, so we shall see. Okay, starting as expected on the cockpit there. We've got decals for a 3D instrument panel. I know that Ed are coming out with all sorts of extras for this as well, so you know you can go with what you prefer. But again, out of the box, typical Airfix should give you a good start if you just want to do it out of the box, or a good beginning and a base plate if you wanted to go further. I do love these new instructions, they're fantastic. So we're building basically quite a complex little cockpit tub actually. Looks like it could be quite a lot of detail there. Going into the fuselage there, already warning you how to paint certain areas. Big thick wing spar, again from all angles, so you know exactly where it's going. Liking that. And then we're actually pretty much straight away then into varying options. So taking in or out certain parts of the wheel well, unless you've got the wheels up or down, and drilling out holes for various stores. We've then got cannons going into the wings, more parts of the wheel well, and then this centre section going into the fuselage. Then building up the engine. Looks like it's quite multi-part. We're not talking like a full Edard resin engine or anything like that, but easily enough, I should think, for the majority of people, unless you did want it totally open. Should be plenty enough detail there with all the multiple parts from what you'll see from the front, especially with some careful painting. Looks like we've got optional our manoeuvrability there with all the tail surfaces, which I like to see. Again, surprising from Airfix, but there you go, they're getting there. And again, we start going into options, so it's going to be very, very careful that you look through all your instructions first and make sure you know exactly which way you want to do this, because now we're going into whether or not you want the our wings extended or folded up. So we've got more bracing there for the our wings there, upper section going on, then outer sections going on, again if you're doing it with the wings extended. Again, the flaps there, optional moving on those, and drilling out holes for rockets. We do like rockets. I like rockets. I don't know about everyone else, you tell me. Then we're going into the options if you want to do it with the wings folded. So you can see the little icon there telling you this is for the wings fold. So instead now of following what was on before, you're going for this piece here, which will take up the centre there, and moving through different pieces again, drilling out where needed for the rockets, etc. And fitting the wings all folded up. So I like that. Again, more options here, be very careful. Wings up or wheels up or wheels down for the tail wheel, and then going into the main undercarriage. Again, loving these instructions, making it really, really clear exactly where is going where and how. Finishing off the other side, and then into the wheels. It looks like a really weird option there for how they're going to go together. See how that actually works. Again, making it very, very clear exactly how they should be positioned, slightly splayed. Wow, okay, this looks a lot more complicated than I think it really is, but we're going into the stores now. So propeller on the front, and then we're going into the various options for stores. So we've got our rockets here, we've got fuel tanks here. I'd love to know what that one is, if someone could tell me. I think that's the one off the box art, so you've got like a clear piece on the front of what looks like a fuel tank. Someone could tell me. Bombs, rockets, we like rockets. We've got what looks like a JTOG system there. I didn't even know the our Sea Fury could do one, so you know, quick takeoff and landing. We're liking this. I'm gonna have to look into that. Rockets and bombs going on, stores going on. We've even got a little step up, an option with closed or open for the pilot to get in. Some details on the radiators, and then we're going into the smaller details now. So separate our navigation lights, spider probe, options for the canopy, depending on whether you're not opened or closed. Looks like the arrestor hook there. And yeah, then we're going into the options. So we've got number. I need to stop saying R. I do apologise. Number 801 Naval Air Squadron, HMS Glory, Korean War, 1952. And we have one of the restored planes from the Naval Historical Flight. So originally over in Ireland, and of course now at Yeovilton. Slightly surprised actually, even though there's one really, really close to it just there. What I'm not actually seeing is Peter Carmichael's bird, which would have been a bit obvious really for an FB.11. We've got stencils then afterwards as well, which I guess is where we figure out where all those little tiny white dots go. All over the wings. Okay, so again, going back to Carmichael's bird, I'm sure there'll be aftermarket probably on it already if you did want to do the obvious. So yeah, one bag. Not really a good way of making me happy, but there we go. I'll find my my knife. let's see what we've got. Try and be careful, make sure there's no pieces it's going to fall off or been knocked off or damaged. Give it a good shake. Make sure no little pite probes or anything come flying off. I'm going to put this rather carefully in the box again. Right, here we go then. Okay, so first of all, if you can see, I'm going to move that actually. We have sprue with big prop. So I love these Hawker designs. It's a massive prop there. It's like 8 centimeters across. Huge hot rod, man. And pieces for the wing fold and some bombs. And a lovely, delicate looking arrestor hook there. If we can get the camera to just focus enough. There we go. I'm liking the detail on the wing fold as well. Again, if you can see that, it's just enough there, especially with some careful painting. Liking that. Not seeing any flash at all. It does feel like the slightly softer plastic. I know there's been a lot of talk about whether the softer plastic, harder plastic that Airfix use. It doesn't bother me. We'll see what it means for the detail though. We've got some absolutely lovely detail on the exhausts there though, and they are all hollowed out. Look at that. Boom. And even a little bit of detail there on the inner prop hub. Don't know how much of that you'll see, but still nice that it's there. I'm not seeing any injection mark points anywhere where you wouldn't want them to be. They're all out of the way on the insides, where you won't see them. So good, like that a lot. Next one, get in the middle. We've got parts for the inside of the our cockpit, various doors, bits and pieces for the our inside of the cockpit. We've got I think that's part of the main wheel legs there, tail wheel, and of course my favourite bit, the rockets there, which do look really quite nice and sharp. There's some little detail on there. They'll perfectly do the job. No need for any aftermarket there. Liking that. Again, I'm not seeing any injection marks where they shouldn't be. Just shift that camera light up here so we can use it. Again on the back side there, although so these are two-part. That's going to be a little bit interesting cleaning those up actually. I'm not too sure about that bit. Now I realise all these rockets are two-part, but again, I'm not seeing any injection marks where they shouldn't be. We've even got some here that are deliberately off the part, which is fantastic. Much preferring that. Again, no flash or anything, so liking that overall. Looking into some bigger parts now. So we've got some big fuel tanks here, the big undercarriage doors. Again, I'm not really seeing the sort of refinement you might get from, say, Hasegawa or Edard, but some really nice detail, really sharp. Again, perhaps these panel lines are a touch heavy, but one thing I will say actually on that exact subject of Airfix's heavy panel lines, I don't particularly have a problem with it, and I'll tell you why. Because they're aiming at their exact customer base. The fact of the matter is that a lot of people, when they very, very first start the hobby, start on Airfix. They do not have an airbrush. Okay? They will be brush painting. Now, that means that, again, the starters, the newbies, the young kids, they can get into this with a big, thick brush, slap it all on, and it won't necessarily obliterate all the detail. Maybe a little bit of riveting here and there, but you'll still get the most of it. The rest of us, if we want, we can sand it down a little bit, make it a little bit more refined, and we can put the effort in to bring it up to scratch. Again, if it was, say, as sharp and defined and refined as, say, for example, the our Edard MiG-15, you go in that with a paintbrush and it's gone. All the detail's going to be gone. So again, taking into account who this is probably aimed at, really loving that. I am thinking these wheels are a little bit odd. We've got weight on though, so we're gonna have to match this side, but not the other side, because that's where the hub is. It's a strange one. I am seeing some injections though on the inside of the our doors, which is a bit of a shame. Especially considering there's some lovely riveting detail there. I don't know if I can catch it on the light or not. Just by, there you go. But then we are seeing some injection marks here, and I'm afraid, yes, in the main wheel well as well, which again is a great shame considering the level of detail that's there as well, and we're probably going to end up losing some of that. So that's a bit of a shame. Not really seeing it on any of the major parts though. You know, and these flaps are just absolutely fine. Inside the cockpit's pretty basic, but then that all gets dressed up with extra parts. Again, there's a couple of injection marks right in the centre, but they'll be hidden by the seat, so we don't care about those. Overall, not bad, not bad. I am actually quite liking, again, going back to those tyres though, there's a rather nice level of tread on those. Don't know, again, how much it will be obliterated once you put the two sides together and clean it up, but still, nice to see. I like it, I like it. Right, now we're on to some major parts now that we'll actually see. Yeah, pretty much as I expected. This is modern Airfix, so slightly soft, but as a brilliant base for things. We're not, again, seeing like covered in rivet detail like you would on, say, a 1/48 Eddard Spitfire, but plenty enough here to get you going again, remembering where things are aimed at. So, again, separate flaps, separate our lights. We've got some absolutely lovely, nice engraved panel lines here. A few other bits and bobs for around the way. Some lovely, lovely sharp vents there. You can see it by my thumb. Again, as I say, not going crazy on the routing. It's just here and there. Again, letting the average person get stuck in. Whereas the rest of us can obviously push it up a little further. I'm not too sure how much these parts are going to be needed if you're going to do it like, you know, engine open or whatever, but do have some injection marks there. We've got quite a few injection marks here. I mean, they're all parts that are not going to be seen, but you are going to have to be careful to tidy them up a little bit so you don't have problems with parts seating at all. But nothing that a quick swipe would fix. Again, look at those. Look at them. Yep. Liking that. A teeniest little bit of flash, the first bit I've seen, just on the sprue. And the next bit, it's a business one a bit, I suppose. We've got those huge wing spars. Absolutely love them again. Obviously learnt from their 1/48 Hurricane kit. We've got some fun. Here we go. Now we have got some riveting detail there, though, on the tail. Again, trying to get the light to catch that. There we go. Some lovely raised details there. Fantastic. Liking that. See, I'm liking these big spars though. It makes it so much easier to make sure you get the right splay on the wings. Again, main fuselage parts. Again, perhaps this is a touch heavy, but again, I think it's in keeping. And if you've ever actually seen a Sea Fury, they're a tough, nasty looking thing. They really are big, chunky things. Again, you know, the rest of us can maybe go wild with the rosy riveter, but I think for the most part you can pop this together straight away. A little bit there on the there we go, on the tail planes. We've got the basic starts of the engine there. Again, just fine for the average player. And then last but not least, we've got the Transparencies, which have actually been separately bagged, so they should at least be okay. And yeah, that is just stunning, to be fair. If I've got anything where I can show you there you go, look at that. Beautifully clear, beautifully sharp, front and back. Just the one option. Yeah, very little in the way of distortion even. Superb, actually. I'm really, really pleased with them. Pop them back in there where they are safe. Okay, so that then brings us back to the beginning. Quite a quick one. but I wanted to get this one out as quickly as possible because I'm really pleased. I've got a bit of a thing for Hawker aircraft, in fairness. I've already built a Tempest and a Typhoon. I've got like about 3 Hurricanes to build. This is just going to fit in just beautifully. Right, overall thoughts, very quickly. Still annoyed everything's in one bag. But other than that, I'm really... Here we go. Those just sprue parts? I think they are, but I'm going to pop them in the box just to be sure. So yeah, that was kind of ironic. There you go. That's that fuel tank. I need to find out more about that. Really impressed. It's going to build a lovely model. Again, typically Airfix at their best, where we've got a really nice basis that someone could just, a beginner could throw together and make a really impressive beast, and then the rest of us can go to town with perhaps the aftermarket and our riveting and stuff like this to really bring it up to like a show winner. I mean, I really could easily believe that you could win awards with a kit like this as your basis. Again, slightly surprised actually that our Peter Carmichael's our aircraft wasn't in the box. Perhaps it was a little too obvious, maybe, even for Airfix. But again, I'm sure the aftermarket people will be straight on that probably by the time I'm saying this. So yeah, really happy with this one. I can't wait to see how it builds up. This Airfix is what you should be doing. This is brilliant, and I'm really looking forward to some future moulds. I know there's quite a few coming up that have got people a bit excited, Phantoms and stuff. So yeah, unlike that Mosquito that I reviewed about a year back, this is what you should be doing. I'm loving this. More power to you, Airfix. Keep going. And with that, again as usual, like, comment, share. Yeah, let me know what you think. And yeah, the price of this is going round. I suggest you go and buy one. It's fantastic. With that, take care. Bye bye.